Greetings, good people of the planet Earth and the known universe. You're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. This is your Captain Keith. Hope all is well. Hope you're all doing well. And as always, if I got some current, crazy, nail-biting, exciting, titillating entertainment news for all of you. Today's podcast is titled Kimye in Africa, Ariana Grande Breakup and Diddy and Cassie Breakup. It's not a good day for some. All right, let's do it. Ariana Grande makes first public appearance since Pete Davidson split. Tell you how much I've been out of it. I didn't even know they had broken up until yesterday. Just saying. It's crazy. It's a cute picture of her. Let's see. Looks like on Instagram where she's put like a dog nose and ears on her face, and she's got this green lipstick and green eye glitter around her eyes. Or eyeshadow. It's cute. And it says apparently there ain't no rest for the wicked. Ariana Grande stepped out and made her first public appearance since her split with fiance Pete Davidson. She posted photos on her Instagram story from her taping of today of NBC's A Very Wicked Halloween, which is a tribute to the musical's 15th anniversary on Broadway. In one picture, Grande wears a deep green lipstick, a green and white necklace, and diamond earrings. In another part of her Instagram story, she described the experience and how she was nearly tempted not to come to the recording. She wrote, "Can't believe I almost let my anxiety ruin this for me today. Not today, Satan!" ! Right on. Not tomorrow or the next day either. Finna sing my heart out and be a big walking vessel of love. Bye. Her makeup artist, Mario Ivanovic, posted a video on Instagram of Grande singing soulfully in her bright makeup and strapless green dress. A fan named Lyric Smith met Grande backstage at the taping and said the singer was kind. That's cool. Let's see. She also posted a photo with a Very Wicked Halloween performer, Idina Menzel. The God is a Woman singer fangirled over meeting the Frozen star and captioned a sweet picture of them. If y'all told me any of this 15 years ago, and then all these periods, bye. Kristen Chenoweth also plays a big role in the Wicked special. This performance marks a big step for Grande. On Sunday, news broke that the No Tears Left to Cry singer Davidson ended their engagement and whirlwind romance after about 4 months. It would also be her first performance in September when her ex-boyfriend Mac Miller died from a suspected overdose at the age of 26. On Saturday, Grande pulled out of performing at the gala where her manager Scooter Braun was honoring his wife Yala Cohen Braun. The Sweetener artist has been taking time away from the spotlight since Miller's passing. She and Davis had attended the 2018 MTV VMAs, but skipped out on the 2018 Emmys in order to take some much-needed time to heal and mend. She and Miller dated for 2 years, but broke up in May 2018. Days after his death, she broke her silence and posted an emotional tribute to the rapper. She shared an Instagram video of him telling her a story and described her feelings for him. In the caption, she wrote, "I adored you from the day I met you. And when I was 19, and I always will. I can't believe you aren't here anymore. I really can't wrap my head around it. We talked about this so many times. I'm so mad. I'm so sad. I don't know what to do." She continued, "You were my dearest friend for so long, above anything else. I'm so sorry I couldn't fix or take your pain away. I really wanted to. The kindest, sweetest soul with demons he never deserved. I hope you are okay now. Rest." Her grief over Miller's sudden death played a major role in her breakup with Davidson. Ouch. Source states that she is truly hurting from the death of Mac and feels very overwhelmed with her life right now. The insider also shared Ariana hasn't given herself enough time for the grieving and healing process and feels like her emotions are out of control. Okay, well, technically speaking, publicly her relationship with Mac Miller ended May of this year. Now the guy's dead. So her relationship ended in May, and then like maybe a month or two later, she was engaged to Pete Davidson. And now, as of today, she's not engaged to Pete Davidson. So it's been a rough year for her. It's been a rough year for Mac Miller. May he rest in peace. And it's going to be rough for Pete Davidson. Our heart goes out to all of you. So may you all get through that, come out on the other side. It's got to be tough. So yeah, she was with Mac Miller for 2 years. So yeah, she's going to have a hard time with this. She's going to be grieving. It's understandable. She's with the guy for 2 years. And now he's gone, just like that. I get it. So we wish you well, Miss Grande, and we're glad that you made an appearance. So yeah, just hang in there, definitely. This isn't the first time she's kept her distance from the stage. On May 22nd, 2017, a bomb went off outside her concert in Manchester, England, causing 22 deaths. She immediately returned to her home in Florida, where Scooter Braun told her, "We need to get a concert and get back out there." A few weeks later, she and other famous musicians, including Katy Perry, Coldplay, Niall Horan, Miley Cyrus, and Justin Bieber, gathered in Manchester for a benefit concert. After the attack, Grande retreated and worked on her music, which turned out to be her new album, Sweetener. She dealt with some PTSD symptoms and told Time magazine that the experience is still painful to think about. The processing part is going to take forever, she said. Yeah, that's true. And by the way, amidst all of her grief, she still found time to sing at Aretha Franklin's funeral. So much love and respect to Miss Grande for doing that. Yeah. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry break royal protocol to snap a picture with Meghan's mini-me. And by the way, before this podcast is up, we're going to do a movie review. I saw a film this past week, and I'm going to talk about it. So, yeah. So, back to the royal couple. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex. That's right. Harry and Meghan. Windsor. Some rules are just meant to be broken. On Tuesday, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry took a slight detour on the path of royal regulations after Prince Harry encountered a young girl who bore a striking resemblance to his wife. The couple is traveling in Sydney, Australia for their first royal tour as a married couple and were greeted by throngs of fans outside of the Sydney Opera House. While shaking hands and smiling at onlookers, the Duke of Sussex struck up a conversation with a young girl who wore a white t-shirt that said, "Girls can do anything." It's really cute on it. He praised her outfit choice and then proceeded to call Meghan over. When she met the young girl, she grinned and pointed at the tea and said, "I love your shirt." Prince Harry then said, "Can I take a photo of the two of you?" Royal rule breaker number one. One of the onlookers, perhaps the girl's mom or just another fan, said to the Duchess, "We feel she looks a bit like you when you were younger." Meghan replied, "I was literally just about to say the same thing." Wow, okay. Prince Harry took a fan's phone and snapped a picture of Meghan, her lookalike, and two other women. Prior to this, Prince Harry, Meghan, and the royals have notably refrained from taking photos with people or signing memorabilia for fans. This occasion, however, called for a change of plans. That's good to know. So what, the Queen of England won't do selfies? Yeah, I would love to see the Queen of England do a selfie. Just saying. Oh, no. Let me strike that. I would love to see the Queen of England, Prince Philip, and Prince Charles do a selfie together. Yeah, that would be priceless. That would be funny. So the two of them also stopped down the line to visit with Prince Harry's 98-year-old friend, Daphne Dunn, who he had met during two of his previous trips to Australia. "I'm so happy to finally meet you," Meghan said. It's rather common occurrence for Prince Harry to call his wife over to come and meet a fan who he thinks would impress her. In March, the trip to Birmingham, Prince Harry summoned Meghan after he met a 10-year-old aspiring actress named Sophia Richards. She recalled meeting the Duchess as a dream come true. She told reporters after, "Meghan told me that I can achieve whatever I want to achieve, and Meghan said she would like to see me on TV when I become an actress." That's very nice and very encouraging. That's good stuff. The royals arrived in Australia on Sunday and began the first full day of their trip meeting with Australia's Governor-General, Sir Peter Cosgrove, as well as visiting a local zoo where they were introduced to some koalas and other animals. There's a picture of Harry and Meghan, touching the koalas on the tree. It's cute. Yeah, but Harry's kind of rubbing the koala in his lower backside. It's almost like he's rubbing his bum, but he's not. But close to it. It's kind of funny, actually. Let's see, what else? On Monday morning, Kensington Palace announced that they were expecting their first child together. Wow, yeah, so I been behind, man. Not just breakups with Pete and Ariana, Harry and Meghan are pregnant. It's crazy. While at Admiralty House, Sir Cosgrove gifted the parents to be with a stuffed animal kangaroo, and it's Joey the baby. They also received a pair of chestnut-colored baby Uggs. Meghan exclaimed, "It's our first baby gift." Cute. As the two of them basked in the happy news about Meghan's pregnancy, she paid homage in a subtle way to Prince Harry's late mother, Princess Diana. Meghan wore a stunning white dress by Australian designer Karen Gee and accessorized it with diamond butterfly earrings that once belonged to Princess Diana. While in Australia, the Duke and Duchess will partake in honoring the 2018 Invictus Games, which are occurring in Sydney October 20th to 28th. Prince Harry will apparently hoist the Invictus Games flag at the top of the famous Sydney Harbour Bridge, which officially commences the Games. Other than Australia, Prince Harry and Meghan will visit Fiji, Tonga, and New Zealand. Okay, there you go. Idris Elba joins the star-studded cast of Cats, the film adaptation. It's a nice picture of Mr. Elba. There you go. Idris Elba's next role sounds perfect for him. Oh, that was so corny. So corny. I did not write that. Just letting you know. I said it, but I didn't write it. The English thespian is just the latest A-lister who's been tapped to join the forthcoming film adaptation of the hit Broadway musical Cats, according to multiple outlets. Yeah, that's the play about cats. Yeah, definitely an acquired taste. Okay. He will be playing Macavity, the villainous feline of the story, which centers around a pack of cats called the Jellicles, who must decide among them who must make the Jellicle choice, the event of a cat ascending in order to be reborn into a new life. And this is an old musical. It's been around for a while. This certainly isn't the first time Elba has signed on to play the bad guy. In Star Trek Beyond and The Beast of No Nation, he's took on the project's antagonist. This is even the first time he's taken on a fearsome cat. In Disney's Jungle Book, he played Shere Khan, a ferocious Bengal tiger who was after Mowgli, played by Neil Sethi. The cast for the upcoming film already includes Taylor Swift, Ian McKellen, James Corden, and Jennifer Hudson. The Andrew Lloyd Webber musical is one of Broadway's long-running shows. It's based on an old possum's book of practical cats, a collection of poems by T.S. Eliot. So Elba is currently filming the Fast and Furious spinoff Hobbs and Shaw alongside Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. In it, he'll once again be playing the bad guy. Okay. Did not know that. Interesting. So that musical is based off of poems by T.S. Eliot. Okay, that explains some things. All righty. And in more entertainment news, apparently Kendrick Lamar and Take On Me work together apparently too well. So the title is, "Oh God, Kendrick Lamar and Take On Me work together too well and we're all doomed." Wow, this is kind of funny. So this is the way the world ends, not with a whimper, but with a banging mashup of Kendrick Lamar and 80s pop sensation, Aha. These two artists that once existed on opposing ends of some divine spectrum were thrust together by Twitter user and amateur mashup artist Noah Charlick, who admits he knows not what he's done. "I've either made a great discovery or a terrible mistake." He writes, before unleashing this seamless blend of Kendrick's 2012 track, Backseat Freestyle, and the Norwegian pop star's singular hit, Take On Me. It says, listen at your own risk. So unfortunately, I can't play it for you, but I can't wait to hear this when I get done today. I didn't know that's what this is about. All right. That's a mashup? Oh, I'm very intrigued. Kendrick Lamar and Aha. Okay. All right. The entire track is available in a higher quality on Charlotte's SoundCloud. And damn, it's disturbingly good. This isn't just a case of two songs coincidentally being at the same tempo either. There are multiple instances where the mid-chorus drum break and Take On Me matches up perfectly with the slower repeated line from Kendrick. Even when the pace of the rap nearly doubles at the 2-minute mark and it sounds like things may finally fall apart, they never quite do. It's like matching up The Wizard of Oz with The Dark Side of the Moon, except you know it actually works. Funny. Clearly this is the work of some devil, or at the very least definitive proof that we're living in a simulation. Either way, it clearly spells out Either way, it clearly spells our demise. So enjoy this last good thing in the world before the heavens come tumbling down on our heads for enjoying dumb mashups too much. That's cute. That's funny. But I'm glad I saw that because I want to hear that track now. And like I said, I will. So I'll give you a report about that next week. As long as I can remember. I'm pretty sure I can. Well, it's time for a break.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now, don't bother, what's hot on Netflix, and everything in between. That's gsmcpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit gsmcpodcast.com for more info.
And once again, you're listening to GSMC, the music podcast with me. I guess who am I? Oh, Captain Keith. Yeah, that's my name. So more entertainment news for you. Drake discusses surprise pregnancy and embracing fatherhood with baby Adonis. So good old Drizzy. Let's see. Drake is opening up about the joy and terror of parenthood. The In My Feelings rapper dropped by LeBron James' HBO show, The Shop, where he discussed the birth of his son Adonis with adult film star Sophie Brousseau, admitting that it took his family by surprise, especially his mother. I was more scared to tell my mom because my mom has had a real belief in real relationships with women in my life. Over the course of my years, he said, I'm sure she would expect or be elated if I were to have gotten one of those women pregnant. So it was tough for me to tell her that it is somebody she's never met. I'm a single father learning to communicate with a woman who, we've had our moments, right? He continued. And I do want to be able to explain to my son what happened, but I don't have any desire for him to, not love his mother. I don't ever want the world to be angry at his mother. We have found ourselves in a situation and we are both equally responsible. And now I'm just really excited to be a great father. I have a son. He's a beautiful boy. That's when Drake showed LeBron James a photo of his son and the baller comment, crazy blue eyes. During the episode, Drake also discussed his highly publicized spat with fellow rapper Kanye West and Pusha T, which began with the latter's diss track, The Story of Adidon, where he revealed Drake's secret child with Brousseau. Drake calling the whole ordeal a hell of a chess move. I knew something was going to come up about my kid, he admitted. They had to add the deadbeat dad thing to make it more appealing. But he took particular issue with the nasty comments from Pusha directed at his producer, Noah 40 Shabib, who has multiple sclerosis. Yeah. Drake claims all the trouble started during a recording session with West in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where he discussed his then upcoming album Scorpion, his son and his child's mother. I'm in Wyoming. I play him March 14th. I send him a picture of my son. I tell him I'm having trouble with my son's mother. He said afterward, Drake said he's convinced this conversation prompted West to slate 5 new GOOD, Good Music Releases, Getting Out Our Dreams. That's the acronym for Kanye West's record label. To compete with Scorpion, including Pusha T. West was Kids See Ghost and Tiana Taylor. Those are the projects. This is also likely where Pusha got his information about Drake's son and baby mama for the story added on. So I have a follow-up to that, too, with Pusha T. We'll get to that soon. Saturday Night Live recreates Donald Trump and Kanye West's insane Oval Office meeting in epic cold open. Alec Baldwin made his triumphant return to Saturday Night Live to skewer Kanye West's recent Oval Office meeting with President Donald Trump. Cast member Chris Redd pulled off an incredible Kanye West impression. And let's see. 1 second. Oh, there we go. And kicked off the meeting when he gifted Trump with a pair of his Yeezys, which Trump really appreciated because how similar the shoes are to the president himself. They're white, they're wide, and they're never going to be worth as much as you say they are, Trump said. Before giving the spotlight over to Reds West, who went on a great rendition of the rapper's rambling speech. However, as Trump listened to West's diatribe, he got increasingly concerned that the rapper may be a little unhinged and eventually came to a shocking conclusion. Oh my God, he's black me. I'm going to slow back down and re-say that. Oh my God, he's black me. Wow. Using lines Trump himself has said during speeches in the past, SNL managed to draw a pretty impressive parallel between West and the president, which was very clear to most people who watched the real rant go down last Wednesday. Reds West also made sure to give Trump a look at a special plane that would replace Air Force One. However, when he showed the president his plans, there was nothing to see because the plane was invisible. Unlike the real West, who in real life showed Trump a sketch he made for an airplane that runs on hydrogen and will be made by Apple, apparently. Okay. Sitting down with West and Trump was iconic NFL star and actor Jim Brown. So, and let's see, Kenan Thompson played him in the played brilliantly by Kenan Thompson in his first meaty role of the season, and his concerned inner monologue provided some of the best comedy of the cold open. Ending the sketch on a biting note, the two recreated their now infamous hug, and Trump couldn't help but check to make sure West didn't steal his wallet while they embraced. This is all comedy, folks. I saw that. It was pretty funny. But, you know, hey, that's political satire. It's open season for that when it comes to politics in this country. So, and in more news, let's see. Roseanne Barr reacts to the morbid way that Connors killed off her character. Roseanne Barr, and by the way, the Connors debuted last night. This past Tuesday. Roseanne Barr has some serious issues on how her character was dealt with during the premiere of the Roseanne spinoff, The Connors, on Tuesday. The actress, whose revival sitcom was canceled in May after she posted a controversial racist tweet, released a joint statement alongside her friend and mentor, Rabbi Shmuley Boteach, shortly after the show premiered to express her distaste toward the way Connors chose to write her off the show. While we wish the very best for the cast and production crew of The Connors, all of whom are deeply dedicated to their craft and were Roseanne's cherished colleagues, we regret that ABC chose to cancel Roseanne by killing off the Roseanne Connor character. The statement shared viewers finally found out the fate of the Connor family matriarch. During Tuesday's premiere, which took place 3 weeks after the character's funeral, while friends and family believed the outspoken and acerbic Roseanne died of a heart attack, it was soon discovered that she'd actually been killed due to accidental opioid overdose. Fans had long speculated that the Roseanne character would die in such a way, largely in part to an episode of the Revival series in which the character comes to the realization that she's been abusing painkillers while recovering from an operation. However, despite the cause of her demise long being foreshadowed, Barr felt that the shocking death was simply too bleak to fit the tone of the show. That the character's death was done through an opioid overdose lent an unnecessary grim and morbid dimension to an otherwise happy family show. Barr and Boteach's statement expressed, "This was a choice the network did not have to make." They continued, "Roseanne was the only show on television that directly addressed the deep divisions threatening the very fabric of our society. Specifically, the show promoted the message that love and respect for one another's personhood should transcend differences in background and ideological discord. The show brought together characters of different political persuasions and ethnic backgrounds in one unified family, a rarity in modern American entertainment. Above all else, the show celebrated a strong matriarchal woman in a leading role, something we need more of in our country." Okay, yeah, that is true. The show reflected that, but you can't make statements on Twitter that are, where you compare an African woman to an ape. It's, it's inappropriate. So it's just like your show had this beautiful vision, and then in your personal life on Twitter, you contradicted that. And that's why all this is happening now, unfortunately. And I grew up on the Roseanne Barr show, and I loved it. I loved her show and the Cosby Show. And there's just so much sad irony with both shows for different reasons. So the joint statement went on to reiterate Barr's disappointment over ABC's decision to fire her from her own series and then launch a spinoff without her involvement. After repeated and heartfelt apologies, the network was unwilling to look past the regrettable mistake, thereby denying the twin American values of both repentance and forgiveness. The statement continued, in a hyper-partisan climate, people will sometimes make the mistake of speaking with words that do not truly reflect who they are. However, it is the power of forgiveness that defines our humanity. The verbose open letter went on to argue that the cancellation of Roseanne's is an opportunity squandered due in equal parts to fear, hubris, and refusal to forgive, and that, had ABC allowed Barr to return to the network for another season of her sitcom, it could have fixed the political and cultural divide they feel is readily apparent in America. And that's possible. It is. Okay, that's. I guess we won't know. But I do understand that statement, though. I do. I get it. Our society needs to heal on many levels, Barr and Botich wrote. What better way for healing than a shared moment once a week where we could have all enjoyed compelling storyline featuring a witty character, a woman who America connected with, not in spite of her flaws, but because of them. And that was the beauty of your show. But what Ms. Barr has found out, and what a lot of celebrities have found out, and politicians and other people, social media is real, and it is an equalizer, for better or for worse. It's here to stay. And it's a good thing. So it can keep us on our toes and at times keep us honest. So, and when you put it out there, it's yours to keep and it's forever. So you can delete the tweet, but people still got screenshots. Just saying. So, and in more entertainment news, Cardi B, new music takes aim at Nicki Minaj. Cardi's team is split. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Cardi B's team is locked in a private battle over her upcoming music, specifically whether Cardi should take shots at Nicki Minaj on the track. Well, this is hip hop. Battle rhymes is what it's all about. Well, it's one of the essential elements of hip hop is the battle rhyme, is the rap battle, the rap piece. Keep it lyrical. Most definitely. Sources close to Cardi tell us the rapper has already recorded some new stuff and the lyrics take some serious jabs at Nicki. We're told her team is divided. Some think the Nicki disses should be 86th. Those people in Cardi's camp feel the lyrics would actually benefit Nicki by putting the spotlight on her. Cardi's team believes she's already eclipsed Nicki, and the best strategy is just ignoring her. They got a point. They do. As for Cardi's feelings, she's always included her real-life drama in her raps, so she thinks keeping the lyrics is the only way to keep it real. That's true, too. I might be divided with her camp. Gee. So apparently this TMZ had broke the story. Cardi attacked Minaj at a NYFW party last month, launching a shoe at Nicki and leaving the party with a big bump on her forehead after a scuffle. The two have not come face to face since the incident. I want to hear the song, but I do get what the camp is saying, because in one sense, if you ignore it, then there's no spotlight. But on the other hand, what people like about Cardi B is that she's very real about what she says and that she means what she says, and they can feel the authenticity of her and her music because of that, and her words and lyrics. So that's a tough call. That's definitely a tough call. So we'll see what happens in that regard. So, unfortunately, there is some breaking news here that I need to give you guys. Ali Herbert, the All That Remains guitarist, was found dead in a pond. Looks like Ali was 10:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time this morning. Ali was found dead in a pond near his Connecticut home. Law enforcement sources state. We're told police were dispatched to Ali's Stafford Springs home Tuesday afternoon yesterday after someone reported him missing. Cops searched the area and found Ali in a nearby pond. Police says the death does not appear to be suspicious, but an autopsy needs to be performed to confirm the cause and manner of death. The Connecticut medical examiner is investigating. Ali Herbert, founding member and lead guitarist of metal band All That Remains, has passed away at the age of 44, very young. The band confirmed Ali's death on its Facebook page. We were devastated to learn We were devastated to learn that Ali Herbert, our friend, guitar player, and founding member of All That Remains, has passed away. No word on the cause of death yet. The band's message continued. Ali was an incredibly talented guitarist and songwriter who defined rock and metal from the Northeast. His impact on the genres in our lives will continue indefinitely. Ali started the band back in 1998 in Springfield, Massachusetts, alongside frontman Phil Labonte, or Labonte, I'm not sure how you say that. All That Remains has released 8 studio albums with over 1 million records sold worldwide. The band is scheduled to release a new album, Victim of the New Disease, November 9th. Ali is survived by his wife, Beth. May he rest in peace. And our heart goes out to Beth. That's bad. But now, what's going on with the whole pond thing? That's kind of crazy. We'll be back with more entertainment news after this break.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And once again, welcome back to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. This is your Captain Keith. Got some more entertainment news for you. And like I said, we're back. So, in more entertainment news, Tyler, the Creator, and Lionel Boyce Inc. first look deal with Sony Pictures TV. Yes, folks, Tyler, the Creator, from Odd Future. I reviewed his album this year, Flower Boy. Great record, actually. So, and as an Odd Future clique, because we haven't had a hip-hop collective that spawned off different groups since Wu-Tang Clan, Hieroglyphics, Living Legends. So Odd Future was, the people from that camp, Earl Sweatshirt, The Internet, Frank Ocean, Tyler, the Creator. Just saying. That's the clique. That's all roads lead back to Tyler, the Creator in that regard. So, yes, Tyler, the Creator, and Lionel Boyce have signed a first look deal with Sony Pictures TV via their Bald Face Productions for new scripted and unscripted projects for television and new media. Under the pact, the companies will work together to develop original concepts from Tyler and Boyce, whose credits include The Jellies and Loiter Squad. Yes, I liked Loiter Squad. So I was not a fan of Tyler, the Creator, when it came out with Goblin. I did not like that album. I still don't like that record. I don't. Not at all. To me, it was one of the worst rap albums I ever heard in my life. But Flower Boy, I love that record. And Cherry Bomb is cool too. But Flower Boy, he won me over. But before he won me over with that record, so I used to see him on Adult Swim with Loiter Squad. And I really dug his sense of humor. Very funny show. I liked it. So, yeah. So he won me over. So, and it's not the first time. When Jay-Z first popped up on the scene, I wasn't a fan of his either until the Spruns movie, the soundtrack with Who You With. That song, that was the beginning of me liking Jay-Z. And then, of course, they Unplugged. And, yeah, so, yeah, it's possible to win me over. It doesn't always happen, but it is. Yeah. Definitely. The Stone Temple Pilots' first album, Core, did not like it when it came out. Now, it's grown on me. So, But I digress. To be partnering with the creative genius of Tyler, the Creator, and Lionel Boyce is a dream come true for us, as we've long been fans of their work. According to Sony Pictures speaking, apparently. Tyler's unconventional ingenuity is unparalleled, and we are excited about the prospect of what we can create together, said SPT President Jeff Frost. Boyce and Tyler formed Bald Fade Productions in 2015, writing and developing original film and television content. Boyce, a writer, actor, and producer, and Tyler, a rapper, producer, writer, and director, co-wrote and produced the original animated series, The Jellies. Okay. The Adult Swim series follows a family of jellyfish, including their 16-year-old human son, Cornell. When Cornell learns that he was adopted at birth, he is shocked by the news and spirals out of control as he tries to find himself. The result is his family and friends continue to end up in uncanny situations. Tyler also composed the score for the series. Tyler and Boyce also collaborate on the Adult Swim sketch comedy series, Loiter Squad. That's the show I was telling you about. Really funny. So it's dark and funny. Sony Pictures Television has been a hub for great television for many decades, and we're excited to be a part of a place where we will have the resources to develop new ideas, said Boyce. Tacos are great with barbecue sauce. I'm excited. Added Tyler. You silly for that. Tyler and Boyce are repped by WME, Four Strikes, and attorney Joe Carlone. For those of you who needed to know that. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what original material they do. Yeah, that's really cool. So, and more news. Ariana Grande covers Pete Tat like a bad boo-boo. Okay, so before we get into the story, just a thing I want to say. I've noticed that with famous celebrities, when they fall in love with other people and they get tattoos of each other, it's just always a recipe for disaster. Usually, if you tattoo names of each other, of your significant other, that relationship is doomed afterwards. And maybe I'm superstitious, but that just always seems to be the case. So, yeah. So whenever I do fall in love again, I'm not getting a tattoo of my loved one. I'm not doing it. Nah, 'cause that's just yeah. So I just wanted to say that. And whenever I see celebrities do that, or just other people, I'm just like, yeah, that relationship's just gonna go. Watch. It's just like you jinx yourselves. That's just my opinion. But yeah. So let's get to the story now. But I wanted to share that with you. Definitely. Let's see. Ariana Grande is making an attempt to cover up any and all signs of Pete Davidson, even if it means hiding a tattoo dedicated to Pete with a Band-Aid. Grande performed The Wizard and I Tuesday in New York City during a pre-taped segment for the upcoming NBC special dedicated to the Broadway musical Wicked. Ariana has a Pete tattoo on her ring finger, and you can see in the side-by-side, she makes sure to cover it up for any close-ups. I'm looking at the picture, and yeah. Crazy. The special is set to air October 29th, meaning the split will be more than 2 weeks old, so hiding the tattoo now does make a lot of sense. So, I mean, the Wicked performance was Grande's first public appearance. I already spoke about this since her split. Davidson was set to headline a comedy gig at Temple University Wednesday, but dropped out at the last minute. In a post that's apparently since been deleted, Ariana said, "Time to say bye-bye again to the interview for just a little bit. It's hard not to bump news and stuff that I'm trying to see. It's very sad, and we're all trying very hard to keep going. Love you, and thank you for being here always." Ariana's also part of the $100,000 engagement ring from Davidson, but will keep the couple's teacup pig. Yeah, that's crazy. That's going through a lot. It really is. I mean, what do you say to that? Just sad. So, and Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Yes, folks, keeping up with Kanye, keeping up with Kim. Kimye, that's right. Kimye in Africa. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West take north on a safari in Uganda. So, we saw that press conference with Kanye West and President Trump. And people had their own opinions about it. So now all of a sudden, after Kanye West received lots of criticism from people, Now all of a sudden we find him in Africa, in Uganda. Okay, interesting. Northwest is having the time of her life. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West took their 5-year-old daughter on a safari on Wednesday during their time in Uganda. The 37-year-old Keeping Up with the Kardashian star took to her Instagram story to share a handful of videos of a monkey climbing on a railing and a family watching a group of giraffes. North, do you see the giraffe families? The makeup mogul asked her little girl in one clip. A second video shows Kim, Kanye, and North enjoying a bumpy ride. North is matching her famous father by wearing neon shirts, while Kim wears a light gray ensemble. It's a cute picture of North with her mom. Now she's sitting in her mom's lap. And take a picture. And the Twitter page says, "What? Norris Black Book, only child flow in Uganda. How's your week going?" Then you see a picture of a little monkey on a rail. A monkey with a tail. Interesting. You see the giraffes. The family arrived in Africa on Sunday, met with the president of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni. Oh, he's still president, okay. On Monday. And on Tuesday, they visited an orphanage where they gave away Yeezy boots to all the kids. Kim shared footage of the sweet moment on her social media. Yeezys for everyone, she's heard saying in one clip. Kanye and Uganda giving away free Yeezys to all the school kids. Yeah. I used to read this great rock and roll magazine called Spin. The rapper is currently in Africa to record his next album, Yandi. His trip comes after his controversial Saturday Night Live rant, as well as his visit to the White House, where he spoke out about his admiration for President Donald Trump. Picture of Kanye with one of his colleagues in the studio. Kanye in the studio in Uganda. Okay. There you go. Very interesting. And told you there was a follow-up to Drake's story, right, about what he said about his son and Pusha T. So Pusha T denies finding out about Drake's son through Kanye West. Okay. Yeah, Drake said this like three to 4 days ago. Maybe 4 or 5 days ago. Okay. So just like every story, there are two sides to every rap battle. Such seems to be the case for Drake and Pusha T, who notoriously battled with diss tracks this past spring on the heels of Pusha's third studio album, Daytona. Drake revisited their feud during a recent episode of LeBron James's The Shop, and suggested that Pusha learned of Drake's son through Kanye West, who produced Daytona. The rapper famously took aim at the new father on his diss track, The Story of Adidon, and accused him of hiding the child. During the episode, Drake mentioned that he had sent a photo of his child to West and played him March 14th. That's the track on Scorpion that talks about the conception of his child. So, yeah, I just said that. And that's, so basically, it's him addressing becoming a father for the first time publicly. So Drake's plan was to talk about that on his record and not have it blow up from Pusha T. I tell him I'm having trouble with my son's mother. We had a conversation, Drake said of Kanye on the episode. However, Pusha T said that's not how information traveled. It may make sense in Drake's mind that, Ye told Push about my son and my situation. I was in Wyoming, Pusha T said on the Joe Budden podcast. It's wrong. It didn't happen like that. The information came from 40, the rapper insisted, referring to Drake's longtime producer, Noah 40 Shabib, who Pusha T, made fun of being sick on his diss track. It didn't come from Kanye at all. 40 is sleeping with the woman. He talks to her daily, 5-6 hours a day, provides opportunity for her, and ultimately speaks about how he's disgruntled about certain things, notoriety and things involving Drake and his career, so on and so forth. Pusha continued. With that also came the fact that Drake has a child. With that also came the trip that everybody took to go see the child and bring him gifts and all this information. She divulged this information. That's where it came from. The comment echoes West's own denial that he issued in September. I did not have any conversation about your child with Pusha. He tweeted at Drake at the time. I don't play with the idea of people's children after I spoke to Wiz a few years earlier. Either way, now the world knows about his son. As for this feud, we'll just have to stay tuned. We'll talk some more about what Pusha T said after this break.
Golden State Media Concepts bring you Book Review Podcast, a haven for bookworms of all ages and the widest genres, from mystery to memoirs, romance to comedy, fantasy to sci-fi. If you love to read, this is a podcast for you. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Book Review Podcast.
Once again, you're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. This is your Captain Keith. And we were talking about, well, Pusha T. You know, he claims that Kanye did not tell him about Drake's kid. Interesting stuff. I'm a little confused about what Pusha T was saying when you said she. Who is she that told you? Are you talking about Noah 40 Shabib's girlfriend? Because you didn't make that really clear. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So now I want to talk about the movie I saw a few days ago, Bad Times at the El Royale. This film. Okay. Well, I'll give you the synopsis and I'll tell you my take on the film. 7 strangers, each with a secret to bury, meet at Lake Tahoe's El Royale, a rundown hotel with a dark past. Over the course of one fateful night, everyone will have a last shot at redemption before everything goes to hell. It's directed and written by Drew Goddard. This movie stars Jeff Bridges, Cynthia Erivo, Dakota Johnson, and Chris Hemsworth, who is Thor. For those of you who didn't know. Oh, I'm sorry, and John Hamm, who's also from Mad Men fame. Yes, that's correct. I almost forgot that. So what can I say about this show? I remember when I saw the trailer for this show, it piqued my curiosity. I'm like, okay, this looks like it's going to be really good. First of all, Jeff Bridges is just an amazing actor. Love that guy, Against All Odds. And of course, my all-time favorite. And yes, he's done so many different films I can't think of right now, but it's my favorite, so it always resonates with me. Yes, folks, The Big Lebowski. Jeff Bridges, a.k.a. The Dude. That movie starred him, John Goodman, Steve Buscemi. And I love this actress, and her name is eluding me right now. Man. And she was in the Kingsman sequel. And I love her. And I'm just having a brain freeze. What is her name? I'm going to be mad at myself. Because I know her name. Give me 1 second. Julianne Moore, that's her name. She's also in The Big Lebowski. So yeah, that's I always liked Jeff Bridges, famous son of Lloyd Bridges and brother to Bo Bridges. They did the Fabulous Baker Boys together. Jeff's been acting for a long time. Amazing actor. He plays a priest in this film, and Dakota Johnson's in it, and that's Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith's daughter. She's famous for the 50 Shades of Grey franchise. You know, that's her claim to fame, and she's been doing other things since then. She's really good at this film too, and John Hamm is great. He steals the show. Cynthia Erivo, I've never seen her before, and she was a delight and a treat in this film. Really enjoyed her presence on screen, on film. She plays a struggling and talented singer trying to make it in the business. So what's cool about the El Royale is what makes this hotel unique is that it's what do you call it? Bilateral, bi-state. So the hotel is like struck down the middle. It's one half of the hotel is in Nevada and the other half's in California. So when you drive up to the hotel, you can pick what state you want to be in when you rent the hotel for a room. So it's interesting. The film opens up with the man, coming to the hotel, and all I say is that he's got nefarious reasons for coming. And then once that scene is over, it goes back to the hotel years later after that scene. And that's when you find out about how the hotel is split down the middle between California and Nevada. And you see the priest pull up, who is played by Jeff Bridges. His character's name is Father Daniel Flynn, also known as Doc O'Kelly. And Cynthia Erivo, she plays Darlene Sweet. I mean, and maybe I'm thinking that maybe that was a kind of a play off of Darlene Love, because there's this flashback scene when you see her singing in the studio and she's got this producer talking to her and he's kind of giving her a hard time. And I got to tell you, I felt like this was supposed to be Phil Spector. They didn't use his name. He had a different name, but that was the vibe I got from that whole scene. And her voice, she sings in the film and she's great. And just watching her, she was just amazing to see in this film. And after watching Dakota Johnson, who plays Emily Summerspring in this film, she pulls up like in a blaze of glory. I mean, she pulls up first. When she pulls up, you're just like, who is this? Because she just like races up to the hotel. You're like, whoa. And the first person who arrives at the hotel is Laramie Seymour Sullivan, also known as Dwight Broadback, played by John Hamm. He's this salesman, vacuum salesman, I believe. And really campy with his dialogue. Real funny. He's obnoxious in the most polite way. And I've never used that sentence before, but that's a great way to describe his character. Obnoxious in the most polite way. Which means he's not trying to be. Chris Hemsworth, who's Thor, plays Billy Lee. Now, I got to tell you, so, I mean, it's cool. When you watch this film, apparently it's supposed to be like in the 60s, like a period piece. This was a great role for him because he was kind of like this cult leader. He had kind of like a creepy Charles Manson vibe to him. And you get a little bit of that when you see him in the trailer, the way he's shimmying and dancing in the trailer, with, all bare-chested. So what you find out is that Father Daniel Flynn, Darlene Sweet, Dakota Johnson's character is Emily Summerspring. She's the mysterious lady who pulls up and, racing to the hotel. She's got attitude and, it's working. It's definitely working for her. And Laramie Seymour Sullivan, they're all is not what it seems. Now, another surprising character that I liked that you think is just going to be someone who might be incidental, but he has more of an important role than you think, especially towards the end of the film, was the actor Lewis Pullman, who played Miles Miller. He winds up being the bellhop. So when everyone gets to the hotel, with the exception of Emily Summerspring, played by Dakota Johnson, they're all waiting for the bellhop. They keep ringing the bell and no one comes. And eventually, one of the characters knocks on the office door. He comes out, straightening up his shirt. So, straightening up his uniform. He looks disheveled. So you're thinking to yourself, was this guy, sleeping with somebody? Or, what's he up to? How come he wasn't on the job? So they all tell him they want a room. He tells them what rooms are available and what ones are not cleaned yet. And he walks outside of the front desk and he takes them he gives them the El Royale spiel about the greatness of the hotel and the history of it. And it's really cool to have to watch him, turn the on switch on, become professional when he should have been professional in the first place. It's kind of funny, actually. But what's cool is that, like I said, each character has something to hide. And there's a great scene where when you as the viewer get a glimpse into their hotel rooms as they're all in their rooms, and every one of them is doing something different and kind of quirky and off-putting, and you wonder why. And then you get the flashbacks that lead up to the people. So what Drew Goddard did, that was similar to another director, like the whole 4 rooms with Quentin Tarantino and the different directors. There's a similarity in the directing style with that because he'll take one character, flash him on the screen, and then go into that backstory. So he does that for each character, and you see how it all fits and how it's 6 degrees of separation. I mean, everyone's fate crosses, their paths all cross at this one hotel. And is it combustible? Yeah. Yeah. And things are deceiving because what you think you're seeing from certain characters that look kind of menacing aren't necessarily that menacing. They're done for a certain reason. And those people who you think, or those characters who you think, aren't menacing at all, kind of are the ones who are. So it's really cool. It's definitely, I guess I call it a dark drama. And it's just very biting. It's very gripping. And you can see the symbolism and the parallels to real life and to American history. Like I said, Chris Hemsworth plays Jimmy Lee, and he's the charismatic, cult leader, ladies' man. And I just want to hear of there being one cult leader in real life that was celibate. Just one, who didn't sleep with anybody. I don't know if they're out there. I'm just wondering. They all seem to have that MO, that, modus operandi, that, I'm Christ-like, and I can have, and I'm a womanizer, and I can have what I want, and you're going to love me and feed into my ego. He's got that going on. But some characters are just trying to get through the day. Some characters are looking to deliver salvation. Some characters are just trying to follow the rules. And some characters just want to get what they think is due and owed to them. That's just the best way I can describe it without giving anything away. It's an excellent film. I really enjoyed it. And it's very impressive that Drew Goddard wrote and directed this film. And, he brought some people that Jeff Bridges is the most. Jeff Bridges and Chris Hemsworth are probably the most notable people in this film. But not to take away from John Hamm from Mad Men and his tax commercials. And not to take away from Dakota Johnson, because she's doing her thing. She's making her rounds. The 50 Shades of Grey franchise or trilogy helped put her on the map. And she's Hollywood royalty. She's the daughter of Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith, the granddaughter of Tippi Hedren from Birds, from Alfred Hitchcock. So she's Hollywood royalty. This was my first time actually watching her in a film, and I really enjoyed her character. I really did. She was dangerous and sexy. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Yeah, it was cool. But everybody was riveting. And like I said, in regards to Cynthia Erivo playing Darlene Sweet, this was definitely a breakout role for her. And her chemistry with Father Daniel Flynn, played by Jeff Bridges, is something to behold. They have great chemistry together in this film. I really enjoy watching the two of them interact with each other. And it was just something about watching her in this film that she was just great. So but everybody did a great job, but she was my favorite. I don't know why, but she just was. It was just riveting to watch her and her scenes. Watch her and her scenes and her singing. But everybody was great. And like I said, everyone had secrets. And when those secrets get revealed, it's just even more compelling. And are all these people good guys, bad guys? Are they a little bit of both? And who do you root for? And Chris Hemsworth, he kind of steals the show when he comes into the film, because he's not there at the very beginning. He comes in later on. And just his opening scene where he's coming to the hotel was powerful. Yeah, he was, for someone who plays Thor, who is this iconic Marvel legendary superhero. Yeah, he showed me, if I didn't know before, he is not a one-trick pony. Mr. Hemsworth can act. But, let's if we're going to keep it 100 here, if you're working with Jeff Bridges, you better bring your A game. just saying. He's been in the business for over 20 years. So, he might be, he's like Michael Douglas in the sense that I think his accomplishments may have surpassed his famous actor father. So, because I don't believe that Lloyd Bridges ever received an Academy Award. Let me check here real quick. Check really quick. Let's see. Lloyd Bridges. Okay. No, Lloyd Bridges looks like he never won an Academy Award. So let's see. So he was nominated for 2 Emmys. Yes, he's in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yeah. So yeah, his son Jeff Bridges surpassed him in regards to the accolades he received as an actor, the same way that Michael Douglas did with Kirk Douglas. Although Kirk Douglas was awarded an honorary Academy Award for his definitive work as an actor later on. So yeah, I mean, they're a rarity, but yeah, it's a good film. It's definitely like this thriller / drama. It's dark. Each character's scenes in that hotel and what goes down in the hotel, very riveting. You definitely feel for people. You definitely empathize. Drew Goddard did a great job directing this film, and making you feel for each character you see. He really pulled you into this film, into each scene, into these characters. And you wind up walking away, leaving some kind of way about all of them. You feel a certain way. You definitely do. So that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, people come together. They're hiding. They all have their own agenda. And some of those agendas overlap and other ones do not at all. And some people get rubbed the wrong way. And I encourage you to watch this film because it's a cool one. It's definitely cool. I will be buying this when it comes out on video. But bad times at the El Royale, and they don't disappoint because there are some bad times to come. But it's riveting to watch. Does it end on a bad note or a good note? I'm not going to tell you. Go check it out. Well, good people of the planet Earth and the known universe, you've been listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. This is your Captain Keith. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. Appreciate you all. Thank you for listening. And until next time, see you somewhere out in space.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. From movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.